Would I be the arsehole if I asked my little sister to stop wearing crop tops around our dad? Before quarantine, I 30s, was renting an apartment with my little sister who's currently in college. Our mom asked us to move back home for now, so we did. Since it's summer, she likes wearing shorts and crop tops because it's so hot. I don't mind, of course, but I've noticed that my dad has been staring at her. I don't think my sister or my mom have noticed. This is the first time my dad has seen her dress like this. She used to dress a bit more conservatively when she was younger. I don't know if he's looking at her in a perverted way, but he does have a history of liking young women and even having affairs with them. Why my mom hasn't left him is beyond me. I kind of want to ask her to maybe wear a t-shirt instead, since I don't like the way my dad looks at her. But I also know that it isn't her fault that he's being a huge perv. I'm not sure what to do. Would I be the arsehole if I asked my little sister to not wear crop tops?
You are the asshole. You have a dad problem, not a sister problem.
Info: why aren't you addressing this with your dad?
WIBTA Don't pin the responsibility on your sister. It's not her fault, it's not her problem. Talk to your dad instead. Your sister should not have to change her clothes to deter her own father.
WIBTA. Greater than I also know that it isn't her fault that he's being a huge perv. Then don't talk to her and shame her for what she is wearing. Your dad is the one at fault for perving, especially on his own daughter. He is the issue at hand that needs to be dealt with.
You are the arsehole. She can wear whatever the hell she wants. The creep is obviously your father. Talk to him and call him out for his creepy attitude. Is it just easier to talk to your sister and ignore your father's behavior? Tell your mother as well.
Why should your sister be in charge of controlling your father's inappropriate impulses? If your dad has an issue, it's his issue, not hers. And also not yours. MYOB. By the way, if your dad is a perv, it doesn't matter what your sister wears, he's still going to be that way. Everyone sucks here except the sister.
You are the arsehole. Why aren't you telling your dad to stop staring at his daughter like that?
You are the asshole. Is your dad also her dad? Either way, she can dress how she likes without her stepdad staring at her. Rather than tell your sister to cover up, tell your dad to stop looking at her. YWBTA. The person you should be talking to is your dad, because he's the one being a huge creep here.
You are the arsehole, but only softly. I understand you're only looking out for your sister, but as a female, the most frustrating thing is being made to feel like the problem unintentionally in your case. It sounds like you're just a nice guy looking out for his sister when the problem is a man. Is there any way you could move back to your apartment? If not, considering confronting your dad or talking to your mum.
You are the asshole. It's not her you need to have a talk with, it's him. Tell him you've noticed that it's frankly gross of him. Tell him to get himself under control. She should feel safe enough in her mother's home to dress as she pleases. This is not a her problem, this is a him problem.
You are the arsehole. Instead of saying anything to your sister, you should be calling out your father for being a sick, disgusting pervert who leers at his teenage, early 20s daughter. And helping your sister GTFO of there. Seriously, protect your sister, dude, don't blame the victim and call out her harasser. JFC, what is wrong with this world that this is even a question?
You are the asshole. Call out your dad. Don't be complicit in his creepy behavior. Your dad is the one with the problem. Your sister can wear whatever she wants.
Why are you going to confront your sister instead of your dad? You said it's not her fault. It's not how she dresses that makes you uncomfortable, it's your dad, so you should confront your dad, not her.
You are the arsehole. Your dad is a gross. Tell him to quit being a pervert.
YWBTA. You acknowledge your dad is the problem, so why are you trying to confront your sister? Talk to your dad and tell him to stop staring at his own daughter. Women are not responsible for unwanted objectification.
YWB the asshole. How about asking your dad to stop staring at her instead? Why is everyone so aggressive to op? I genuinely think he's just trying to look out for his sister in case it is perverted. He's not blaming her directly for their dad's behavior.
YTA. Your dad is a perv, and so are you for blaming a woman for the wandering eyes of a disgusting father. You're an incest excuser. Foul. Mate YWBTA. Just tell your sis something like, "Hey sis, dad's making me a bit uncomfortable. You know that if he or mom makes you uncomfortable I have your back, right?"
YWB the asshole. The fact that your father is a creep doesn't make it her responsibility to change her clothes. You should call your father out or have a talk with him.
YWBTA, ask your dad why he's staring. Your sister can wear what she likes.
YWBTA, maybe take that energy out on your dad for being a creep and ogling his daughter.
You are the asshole. This is something you should be discussing with your dad.
YBW the asshole. You are the asshole. Ask your dad to stop staring instead.
You are the asshole. I do want to applaud you for noticing your dad's disturbing behavior and for caring about your sister. However, by asking your sister to change, you might inadvertently make her feel as though she has been seducing her own father, which is absolutely untrue. Likely, the realization that her dad is checking her out will traumatize her, and arguing her clothing is why he's checking her out will make her feel as though she is responsible for her own harassment. I'm sure you want her to feel the opposite. If anything, I would try to keep this realization from her and confront your dad directly. He needs to know that people are watching him and that his behavior is unacceptable and unhealthy. Please keep an eye on him and talk to your mother as well. The two of you need to work together to figure what the fuck is going on with your dad and whether or not your sister is safe living with him.
You are the asshole. Confront your dad. Tell him that he should act more like, a father.
How about instead of asking the victim to change, you ask the person victimizing her to change? If there's really a problem, tell your pop it's inappropriate to stare at his damn daughter that way. You are the asshole for victim blaming.
YWB the asshole, call out your nasty dad. That's so weird and gross of him.
I'm giving you a soft, not the asshole. You have good intentions, but I agree with everyone here saying it's a problem with your dad, not your sister. However, I think you should run it by your sister first. You shouldn't tell her to change, but tell her what you noticed, so she's prepared for whatever reaction your dad has. I'm sure getting called out like that won't go very smoothly.
You are the asshole. Ask your dad to stop staring at your sister. You are the asshole. Crop tops are not inherently sexual. If your dad can't not sexualize them, then he's a fucking pervert, and that is 100% his problem.
YWB the asshole. If you talk to your sister and not your dad about this, it is not remotely a problem with your sister. WTF.
Everyone sucks besides your sister. Policing what she's wearing doesn't address your dad's incestuous impulses.
You are the asshole. Ask your creep fuck father to stop staring. Gross.
Info. If you think your dad is going to try to harm your sister, why are you not addressing it with your mother or some other trusted adult to make sure he's not allowed near her again?
Good intention, bad execution.
People change. You can suggest it, you would look bad. You can't dictate what people wear except for employment purposes, i.e., uniform. It's also a part of someone growing up, a part of culture and expression. You should get used to it. So should your dad. Maybe have a word with him or the mother about why it's such an issue for your dad. The fact that you are worried enough to ask strangers on the internet about this, and identifying your dad's weird behavior, should answer your own question. The problem isn't your sister, it's your dad. Keep your eye on him. Major red flags. #2020.
You are the asshole for sexualizing your sister instead of putting this on your dad, who also is an ah. Info. Is your dad her stepfather or her biological father? Because while the former's messed up, a father looking at his own bio kid is a whole new level of damaged. Also, how old is your little sister? Are we talking about a 22-year-old or a 14-year-old? If she's just a kid, she could be in real danger of abuse.
Please don't traumatize your sister by asking her this worried.
You are the asshole. Talk to your dad instead. YWBTA. I think the right move here would be for you and your sister to go back to your apartment or rent a new one as soon as possible. She shouldn't have to go home and then find herself in a position where her own father is being a creep towards her. You're the big brother, since you recognize that it's happening, is inappropriate, and it's absolutely not her fault. I recommend doing something to get her out of that situation rather than telling her to cover up so her father doesn't check her out. I know this is an unpopular opinion, but I don't think you should call your dad out for staring in front of her. That will really upset her. I don't think you should tell her that he's staring either. I don't think she should stop wearing crop tops, but I understand your concern. Your intentions are good, but maybe figure out a way to solve this problem that doesn't involve policing sister's wardrobe or scarring her.
WIBTA. Your sister can wear anything she wants, and if your dad is staring at her, then he's the one you should be having a conversation with.
Ugh, this situation is nasty. Everyone sucks here, not sister OBV. I know it's easier to talk to your sister than to confront your dad, but there is a right thing to do in this situation. I'm sure you already know what it is.
I don't think you're the asshole, because I'm guessing the situation could escalate, and since we're in a lockdown, you and your sister could end up homeless? Or it could make things super awkward. Of course your dad is the asshole and your sister is completely within her rights to dress the way she wants, but sometimes some situation demand that you do the not so much progressive thing, cause people on this side aren't gonna be in your home and in your shoes, and I get your concerns. If you can confront your dad, that should be your course of action. If not, you could just watch your dad not do anything wrong and try to protect her, but don't tell her that it's her fault and advise her to change, cause if you've noticed your dad lingering, so has she.
You are the asshole. Tell your mom that your dad either needs to change the way he acts around his daughter or he needs to GTFO. YWBTA. Next time, just tap your dad and give him a disgusted look and say something like, "Eyes blink occasionally, chief. Your dad sounds like a creep." Give your sister a heads up that your dad is being weird and you're worried. Let her know if he does or says anything, you have her back.
You are the asshole. If your dad is being creepy, you need to call him out. Your sister deserves to be comfortable in her own home with her family.